Aloha, this is Momi with Rise and Thrive Publishing and Girl with Grit and Grace. Thank you so much for joining me on habit number 6, which is pray, meditate, and be still. Pray, meditate, and be still. Alrighty, let's dig into this. I think I'm going to be using black. No, let's use green today. All right. Okay, directions, right? Oops, sorry. Okay, I don't know what the problem is. Okay. All right. We'll use... Oh my God, so sorry. We'll use black. Okay. We're going to read each question below and their definitions to the right. And then we're going to answer the prompt below here. Okay, so number 1. What does it mean to pray? Okay, so we're going here. The definitions to the right. To pray means to express a sincere gratitude or to ask for favor of your higher power. Okay, excuse me. When I moved to Arizona, I think about 14 years ago, I began a program to obtain a master's degree in Christian leadership. The reason why I wanted to do that is because I was just convinced that I needed to know God on a deeper level, because I was convinced that the God I grew up knowing was not the God that was there. And so one of the very first things I learned was how to pray. Now you might think, duh, right? How do you pray? You just say, hey, hi God, or hey, hi universe, or Buddha, or whatever, right? Or Allah. And then you just say, whatever's on your mind. And that's fine, right? If you are talking to your higher power, that's great. That's really all you need. But there can be sort of a template to prayers that make the most out of the prayers. And if you're anything like me, it'll just give you a sense of accomplishment, like you're hitting all your bases. And like I said, that's not necessarily how you need to be, but in case you are, okay, I learned a specific way of praying. And I'm just gonna give you a real shortcut, right? Basically, there's a couple of steps to praying. And the very, very first step is to give your gratitude. Okay, is to basically say thank you. And then the next step is to explain what it is you're thankful for. And then the next step is to make asks of your higher power. What is it that you would appreciate, that you would like, that you would love that higher power to do for you? Now, some people will disagree and say that, you can't ask for material things. I disagree. I disagree with my whole heart. I am a nag. I'm generally a nag. And I think God loves me so much that he just puts up with that. And so I nag like a little baby, and I grumble. And first I say thank you, but I nag. And I think that that's fine. And I think honestly, sometimes he just thinks, okay, Momi, you're such a nag. Here you go. Now leave me alone for a little bit. I honestly think God talks to me that way. And so you have to express your sincere, well, you should, I believe, express your sincere gratitude, because that puts you in a better place too, right? And right, when someone expresses their gratitude to you, that makes you feel good, right? If it's specific and it's sincere. And I'm assuming that's what our higher powers want too. And then you explain all of the things that you're thankful for, and then you ask. Okay, you ask for the things that you want. And then you trust. You just trust that it's yours. You see, you feel, and you trust. All right, number 2. And we are right here. So what does it mean to meditate? Okay, to meditate means to focus deeply in a relaxed state as you allow for inspiration and peace to overcome you. Okay, so in the last video, I talked about the new position that I'm going to be taking very soon. It was a very difficult decision for a lot of different reasons. Okay, and I'm telling you this story because it relates to meditating. Now, I don't often meditate. Well, I should say it's not consistent. I don't do it every day, and I should, and I'm still working on it, right? Where I get up and I meditate. But just sometimes I get up and I've had a busy night and so I sleep until the very end and I don't. But I'm trying. When I got the position, there were some things that made me believe that I shouldn't take it. And so I meditated, but it was because I'm not consistently in that habit. It took me a while to get to a place where I was deeply relaxed and I could actually invite in inspiration and peace and the voices, right? Or just my angels, right? To talk to me. And I'm sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm getting frustrated, right? And I'm starting to feel my body sweat because I'm like, okay, hurry up, like but to meditate is to get yourself into that relaxed state. And so finally I was able, right, to just kind of relax, and I took a lot of deep breaths, and I just kind of closed my eyes, and I actually rocked my head because my mind just goes like just 360. It just keeps going and going. I can't shut it off sometimes. So it took me a while. Eventually I got to I got to that peaceful state, and I was just quiet. And then all of a sudden, I just realized, okay, I'm at peace. I'm taking this position, and I'm just going to do my very, very, very best. And I'm going to serve my bosses, and I'm going to serve the students, and I'm going to serve God. And all of that is going to benefit all my family. And so meditating means to focus and get yourself in a relaxed state. And don't get irritated if you can't get yourself in a relaxed state. Just maybe take a break and try again. It's not this, it is mystical and magical once you get there, but it's not always easy to get there. So don't think something's wrong with you if you can't. All right, number 3. What does it mean to be still? Believe me, that's hard for me, okay? But let me tell you, what does that mean to be still? To be still means to be in a state of deep silence, as if you're meditating, okay, and calm. But to be still means, right, you're meditating in a state of deep silence, and you're waiting, right, for guidance, counsel, direction, and answers. And that whole idea of like expecting is important. Like I said, the last sort of obstacle, but situation where I really needed to meditate and be still, because I was looking for an answer. I wanted God to talk to me. And I did feel, and I'm so skeptical that when I hear a voice, I'm like, somebody told me that. Or I'm like, you told yourself that. But I knew there became a point after I'd asked my husband, after I'd asked my mom their opinions, and like kind of like went to the union and was, I was like, okay, after I meditated and I was just still one night, this was a different moment. I just knew, it just came to me like, yeah, you're doing this no matter what. You're giving up whatever, all of this that you are giving up, and I am giving up. I'm also going to receive, and I'm going to feel gratitude because of this position. And so anyway, what do you do, right, to get yourself into a positive, calm state, a place where you can be gratitude and where you can receive answers? You pray, okay? And then you meditate, and then you be still. And you practice that as much as you can. And do not feel bad if it's difficult, okay? Now, let's go down here to the question. How will you make praying, meditating, and being still a regular part of your day? Okay. For me, okay, and gosh, I'm pretty sure this is clear, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm showing you, right, like the process, and I'm just giving you tips because I've done this so many times and I created this, right? So anyway, I'm doing this to show you, to kind of give you an idea, to guide you, to get you on your way. But all of this, you do it on your own as many times as you need. Okay? Now, let's get back to the question. How will you make praying, meditating, and being still a regular part of your day? For me, I have to incorporate it. And I incorporate it, and when, right? I incorporate it by penciling it in, because I have this book like every day, or the night before the next day, I always, I have a book, and I use my computer too. Like I'm old school in some things, but I'm tech okay. But I need my book because I need to actually write down the tasks, right? I need that whole kinesthetic exercise of writing things down with my hands. Anyway, I have a book and I write all the things that I need to do every day. I mean, down to water plants, okay, is on my list, like everything. I also have like the sort of visionary section, kind of like the big goals section. But in my to do section, I need to incorporate the meditate. And I do sometimes, but then I get out of the habit. But it's okay. So what do I have to do? I've got to incorporate it and I've got to pencil it in. And then my meditation time that works well for me is mornings when I get up, but evenings is also okay too before I go to sleep. And so I could just, write it down in the beginning or end of my day. And that's just up to you. All right. So the sixth habit, pray, meditate, and be still. If you had any epiphanies, anything came to your mind, you want to share something, you want to empower us with something that happened to you, something that you learned about yourself, please do so. And share that in the comment section. And once I mean, this is the beginning stages, right? So I'm probably not going to get any comments like for a while, but it doesn't matter. Whenever you end up seeing this, and please post, and I will do my best to respond. Alrighty, thanks again for sticking around. Aloha.